Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President of the Youth Impact Movement, members, I greet you. My brother Joel Deg from Qatar, you are welcome. Joel Deg is a gentleman who I heard about some 3 years ago when my son Joshua brought me one of the books he published on tourism. Today, I have the privilege of not only meeting him one-on-one, but listening to his intellectual discourse. Thank you very much for coming all the way from Qatar to support the youth movement over here. The youth impact movement, this particular one, I must say, has brought a lot of glory to the Volta region. You yourselves might not be aware when we go to Parliament or Accra for big functions. So, you people are doing a very wonderful job. You are doing a very wonderful job. Oh, who is that? Jones guy. Is he your son or your younger brother? So no, he's my son. And I must acknowledge the trophy you won in Parliament. That really blew everything. But I know it takes the effort of a lot of you over here. I am used to talking to large crowds of people. So when my son Jones convinced me for the very first time to come and give a talk, I thought I was coming to meet a huge crowd. As vice rector or dean of faculty at the whole technical university those days, auditorium, large, 1,000 plus, then we talk. But here, I have the tragedy of talking to virtually an empty DC. But I am not discouraged by that. Why am I not discouraged? I am not discouraged because when our Lord Jesus Christ started his enterprise, only 12 people. Yeah, I think we are about 21. It means 12 plus another 9. And 9 is important for the region. Joel, our brother Joel, has spoken, and I want to continue. Strategic Management Summit. The theme is forging your destiny in the midst of uncertainty. Forging your destiny in the midst of uncertainty. So what is destiny? And what is uncertainty? Destiny is what you want to become or you are likely to become in future. Is that not it? And uncertainty is the situation is such that you cannot control, but you need to move on. The destiny of a mango seed is to grow to become a mango tree and bear fruits for people to enjoy. If you look at all of us over here, we can compare our lives to a tree. Every human being, your life can be compared to a tree. And that's where destiny comes inside. How am I saying a human being is a tree? It's an analogy. If you take a tree, it has 3 main parts. We have the roots, we have the stem, and then we have the branches, the leaves, and flowers. If you take any human being, its growth and development can be likened to a tree. Your roots represent your past. Or you say your past, where you originated from, your parents, the school you attended, the way you were brought up, the value system that really make you who you are. That's your root. But if you take a tree, it is the roots that you do not see at a glance, even though the roots are there. That is why when you take human beings, you see a human being, you do not know the person's roots, that is his past, who his parents were, how he was brought up, the value system, you don't know. But if a tree falls, or you dig the roots, you will know what it contains. That is how it is for all of us over here. All of you here have your roots. Where you were born, how you were brought up. It was not your choice. It was a decision by your dad and your mom. You were born. So this issue of root, you cannot determine it. You are born either an Ashanti, a Dagomba, an Ebe, a Dagati, or a Ga. You don't have a choice about it. That's about your root. But your future, what you become, that is your branches and the distance. Your present, we can liken to your stem. That will let you be very firm on the ground. But the fruits you will bear, what sort of fruits will you bear? With your education, with your learning, with all these leadership skills. That is what we are talking about when we talk about destiny. Your destiny may have something to do with your root, but your root cannot stop you from achieving your destiny. For most of you, you have become victims of your roots. Oh, my dad is a very poor man. That's why I am like this. Oh, my mom didn't go to school. If my dad were a medical doctor or an engineer, oh, I would have been this, I would have been that. That's begging the problem. It's defeatist. It is defeatist. As young people who are trying to develop yourselves and become something in future, you need to think strategically. You need to manage your lives as a project. What do I mean by managing yourself as a project or strategic management of your lives? When we talk about strategic management, we simply mean the process of formulating and implementing policies that will let you achieve the objectives of your own life. And in doing this, there are various stages. There are various stages. We have what you call the identification of the needs or the challenges you are facing. And you have what you call, you do an analysis of the environment. You have what you call SWOT analysis. Have you heard of that before? Let's see by hands. Those of you who have read SWOT analysis, what does that mean? Strength, weakness, opportunities, and then threats. So when you see yourself in any situation, you do a SWOT analysis of your environment, of your circumstances. As leaders, you do SWOT analysis. What are the weaknesses that you have as an organization? That is internal to you. SWOT analysis, you have the weaknesses for internal, and then the opportunities also internal, then the threats. You have SWOT analysis, your strength and your weaknesses for internal, opportunities and threats for external. Then apart from that, there is also another that we use for environmental scanning. We call it pest analysis. I think you have heard that one too before. Have you heard pest analysis? SRC? No. You have heard, yeah. Okay, you are outside that team. Pest simply means the analysis of the political environment, the economic environment, the social environment, the technological environment. So we call it pest analysis. You do it of your own life or of your organization, of your business, and see what if you talk about the political, what sort of government do you have? Is it supportive of businesses? What laws and regulations are there? Then when we talk about the economy, exchange rate, what sort of exchange rate regime do you have? What sort of inflation? Very high or very low? Dollar exchange rate and all those things affect your business and they affect the decision that you make. Then when we talk about the social environment, we are talking about the culture of the people, the sort of food. Madam is talking about she having a restaurant. You will need to know the type of food that the people like and what they can afford and the seasons that they eat those things. They have to help you know what menu to put on your restaurant. That will help you know what to put. Now, in doing a strategic plan, my purpose of talking about strategic plan is not to make you people experts in the preparation of strategic plan. No. But that will help you have a basic understanding of what strategic planning is. There are various stages. There are about 10 stages. And let me take them one by one. The first stage is what we call the determination of the vision. Vision. When we talk about vision, we are talking about what the organization wants to be ultimately. What do you want to be ultimately? For example, if you take the vision of whole technical university, I think to be a center of excellence, producing people in engineering, etc., for national development. I'm not sure I'm getting it correct, but I'm just trying to paraphrase it. So when we talk about vision, it simply means the ultimate, what you ultimately want to become. This one is movable, so if you want to. So if you take vision, that is the ability to see what is not yet in existence and the determination to bring it to reality. Is that clear? I'm saying that when we talk about vision, when we talk about vision, we are referring to the ability to see what is not yet in existence and the determination to bring it about. Now, if we take the mango seed, for example, its destiny is within it. If you want it to sprout and reach its destiny, it will have to leave this comfort zone of a kitchen cabinet and be buried in the soil, where it will confront heat, monitor water in darkness, then it will sprout and grow, become a mango tree. Now, as leaders, you will need to leave your comfort zones like a mango seed from the kitchen cabinet into the soil. Then you will sprout. Hope you are following me. If you do not leave your comfort zone and get down, you can never be anybody. So as you want to become leaders, your proposal must be such that when people see, they start laughing at you. If you have never presented a proposal that people laugh at and say, this thing can never work, then your vision has never been big enough. If you have never presented a proposal or a vision to maybe your peers, your workplace, your church, and everybody starts laughing, oh, this thing cannot work, this thing cannot work, then it's not big enough. Some 35 years ago, I decided to plant 50. My grandfather gave me something very small. So I bought seedlings, 60 seedlings. When I was planting it, my uncles, my aunties, my elder brothers, cousins, they all came around. They said, yes, what my grandfather has been saying about education, you are a proof of it. Yes, my grandmother been saying. So education will turn the man's mind outside down. So my mind has been turned upside down because I have decided to plant teachers. And they asked me, will you be alive till the teaching will develop? You see, very serious it's an investment. So we are a family, even if I die, people are there. You will use it, even if I die. So we are not fit to planting trees and die for some fools to come and do. I am alive now, 35 years ago. I harvested the teak trees. I think the cost came about how many times? About 5 or 6 times with ear plants for a project that I did all the timber. I brought it from my own land because I saw the end from the beginning. Because I saw the end from the beginning. If I had taken or listened to them, no, I would die and some other people would benefit. I would have had to buy timber more than two, it cost me more than 300,000. That is what we call vision. Your ability to see the end from the beginning. Your ability to see what is not yet available. You are able to see it in your mind's eyes, and you are determined to bring it about. And that's what you should be doing as youth leaders. The other stage is what we call the mission. What should be your mission? The mission is the purpose of the organization, what you want to do. In fact, if you go to most organizations, you see strategic plan, vision, mission statement, you see all those things. Maybe you do not understand or you have just been hearing it. It simply means the purpose for which that organization has been set up. Now, if I may ask you, youth leaders as you are, what is your mission? I've read your mission statement several times. And your president is a very persuasive young man. Yesterday, I told him that I will no longer attend. If Joel will come, talk to him so that I will go to some other place. Oh, that, you don't do that to rest. I said, well, the thing is still so. I will go and look at it. He is very persuasive when it comes to service. He was able to convince me to postpone what I wanted to come here and talk. Purpose, ability to let people understand your purpose and be ready to support you to achieve your aim. That's that. The other is what we call core values. In fact, in strategic management, we are what we call strategy equation. Have you read that? Everybody who did a strategic management as an academic discipline among you, so you know. We are what we call strategy equation. And strategy equation equals the ends plus means plus rules. I will explain. When you talk about means, people say the end justifies the mean, the end justifies the means. When we talk about strategic planning, the vision is an end, the mission is an end, the core value is an end, the objective is an end. Now even before objective, you have goals. The goal is an end, their objective, they are all ends. Is that okay? Huh? So core values, are you going to be very honest, very transparent? Will you respect each other? You have respect for the environment, for time management and all those things? That's what we call core values. We must stick to it. Then the other one, the other stage is what we call goals. How to set up your goals as an individual and as an organization, as a church, as a workplace, your goals. So when we talk about goals, what is goal? What are goals? Maybe a goal, how to do this, is both a direction and a destination. But you don't put it broadly. Goals are stated broadly. For example, your goal may be to raise leaders for the future. The goal of a university like this is to produce intellectuals. The hospital's goal may be to, what is that? May to preventive and curative medicine. That's stated broadly. Is that okay? So we are saying that the goal in strategic management is both a direction and what? Destination. When you say direction, you are giving policy direction to what you want to do. So if you decide that this is what you are doing, it is a determination of the goal. And the destination in the sense that this is where we want to reach. Is that okay? All right. Then the other stage is what we call objectives. In strategic management, we have what we call objectives. Objectives are the specific things that you want to achieve. We say that they must be smart. Objectives must be what? Smart. In strategic management, it must be smart. When we say something is smart, strategic management, it means it must be specific. It must be specific. It must be what? Measurable. It must be achievable. It must be realistic, and it must be time bound. What did we say? We said that it must be what? Be smart. And being smart, you say it must be what? Specific. It must be measurable. It must be achievable, realistic, and time bound. So an example of an objective is maybe train 25 youth leaders in secondary schools by the end of the year. I'm talking about youth impact. That is an objective because we can find out at the end of the year whether you have been able to get 25. Is that okay? The government can say that to complete 200 school blocks by the end of the year. If at the end of the year we can go and find out, count, and know whether they've been able to achieve that. So that is what we call objective. And now in strategic management, after listing your objectives, you use the objectives to prepare an action plan. And by action plan, for example, if you say you want to train 25 youth in secondary school, you identify the secondary schools, the type of students that you want, how the dates that you'll be meeting them, and what you will be treating when you meet them. So after getting your action plan, then that takes it to the next level, budgeting. You budget. That is how much will it cost you to run a particular program? I think you've, in part, you have been doing budget. I see the president going around buying water, Fanta, Coke, anytime you want to be. It's a budgetary issue. That we call it allocation of resources, venue, and even if you bring some people from outside where they will sleep, or they will eat, they are all part of what? Your allocation, the budgeting. Then after doing that, you can now start implementation. Implementation is the actual work going around to do what you have planned to do. If such a thing happens, you are doing implementation stage of your plan. And during the implementation, during the implementation, we have monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring and evaluation, that's the time you go around to see whether what you plan to do is what is actually happening on the ground. I've been telling people that in the business of delegating authority, what you inspect is what you get, not what you expect. Can I take that again? I'm saying that I've been telling people that in the business of delegating power, what you inspect is what you get, not what you expect. What do I mean by this? If you have planned that this is what you are going to do, the monitoring and evaluation will tell you whether you are succeeding or you are not succeeding in that particular implementation effort. Then the last part of a strategic plan is the review. The review can be an annual review. It can be biannual or 6 months or quarterly, depending on the organization. So the review simply means you look at the whole plan and see which part is working and which part is not working. And if it's not working, you make amendment or you change it to suit your circumstances. So that's what you call review. So I am saying that when we talk about the strategic management process, as it applies to organizations, individuals, workplaces, churches, there are 10 main stages which I have attempted to explain to you. The first one is the vision. The second one is the vision. The third one, the core values. The fourth, goals. the fifth, objectives, the sixth, action plan, the seventh, budgeting, eighth, implementation, then nine, valuation of expected outcomes, and the final one is what you call the review of the strategic plan. Now, what is it really necessary for organizations or individuals to have strategic plans? Is it necessary that you waste all your time doing all these things to prepare a plan? Then the summary like this, you put it in your office, and then you may never even read it again. Yes, it is important because we are talking about destiny in terms of uncertainty. First, the destiny must be crafted in a strategic plan. That one, once in a while, you can read through, convince yourself about what is working and what is not working. What is working from what is not working. It is there to guide you to achieve your destiny. And it is not always the case that you can achieve your vision as an organization or as an individual, but you pursue it to an end, a point. And even that, and people who believe in it might come and continue. For example, if you take Kwame Nkrumah, he had a vision of uniting the whole of what? Africa, so that Africa will have only one president, a common parliament, common currency, one military command, and all those things. Removal of barriers. More than 60 years now, we don't have it. So that vision is still there. People can look at it, review it, and try to do it. Gaddafi came and tried, he was also removed. He was also removed. So I would want to say that strategic listening is important. Before I wind up, I would want to say that it is important for five main reasons which I want us to discuss. Strategic planning for businesses is important. One, it reduces the levels of uncertainty. If you want to do something, you must be clear in your mind that this is what you want to do. So when you write it down, then it reduces the uncertainty that you face. Two, it helps in guessing the future. See, should I say guessing? Yeah, it's like accurately or fairly accurately trying to guess the future within the uncertainties that confront you. And it also increases organizational efficiency. Now, strategic planning is more of a thinking activity rather than a doing activity. I don't know whether you get me. It's an intellectual exercise. That is why it's done at the highest level, the strategic level. Board of governors, councils, they give strategic direction because it is a thinking activity. Then the final one is that it helps you to measure the difference between what you have achieved and what you have put on paper. When we talk about the benefits of strategic planning, they may be put into two categories. We have the financial benefits and the non-financial benefits. The financial benefits is you can reduce cost, you can maximize profit for shareholders, and stakeholders. And the non-financial ones, the image of the organization, the branding of your organization, and employee motivation, and then reduction of resistance to change within the organization. By way of winding up on my conversation with you, I want to say that every human being needs to think strategically in situations confronting you, and for you to achieve the purpose of your calling, whether as an engineer, as a marketer, as a banker, as a contractor, you need to leave your comfort zone. When God called Abraham, he left his family behind, his house behind, his cousins, uncles, etc. And he left with only his nephew, Lot. He left his comfort zone, went into the wilderness because God promised him a land of a land flowing with what? Milk and honey. So you should also learn to leave your comfort zone. Your president was talking about his salary and how he had to add some other income coming. This is a way of leaving your comfort zone. His master, Joel Deck, thought for some time. He saw that no, I had to leave my comfort zone of going to teach geography every now and then. After 10 years, you see what he's doing. Now, people even in Benin and beyond are benefiting from his decision to leave his comfort zone. The question I want to ask you, are you in your comfort zone? What is your comfort zone? How long have you been in your comfort zone? Are you prepared to leave your comfort zone, or you are afraid that people will laugh at you? If you ever want to achieve anything or something great, you must be ready to be laughed at by people who think that what you have put on paper cannot be achieved. Thank you very much.